Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Imagine finding a single copper penny in your drawer that could rewrite your financial destiny. A coin so rare, so extraordinary, that collectors across the country are willing to pay close to $1 million just to hold it. Yes, we're talking about the 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny, a small coin with a story worth $985,000 in today's market. You might think, it's just a penny. But what if that single cent in your pocket was the golden ticket to a wealthy life? What if you've already held it and didn't even know? It's not just a coin. It's a piece of American history struck during a time when the nation was rebuilding from war, optimism was rising, and hidden treasures were minted into existence. This particular penny, from the San Francisco Mint, has become a legend among coin collectors, a symbol of wealth waiting to be discovered in the most unexpected places. So before you toss that jar of old pennies sitting in your closet, you might want to pay attention, because today, we're diving into how a single 1952 penny has turned ordinary people into extraordinary millionaires. And yes, the story behind it isn't just about metal and mint marks. It's about luck meeting preparation. Because the people who found these coins didn't just stumble upon money, they stumbled upon a life-changing opportunity. Let's travel back to 1952, the heart of post-war America. Gas cost 27 cents a gallon, and a loaf of bread was just 16 cents. But tucked away in the San Francisco Mint, a small batch of Lincoln cents rolled off the press, with a precision so unique that even today, experts debate what made some of them different. The S-Mint mark, just below Lincoln's date, marked the coin's birthplace, but certain error strikes, unique die details, and nearly flawless condition made these pennies ultra-rare. Only a handful survived in pristine mint state, and among those, a few showcased doubling, misstrikes, and near-perfect luster that make collectors' hearts race, and that's where the magic begins. Because one of these very coins, discovered in a private collection decades later, shattered auction records, climbing to a jaw-dropping $985,000. The reason? Its combination of condition, rarity, and historical significance. It wasn't just a penny anymore, it became a financial artifact. Here's the shocking part: thousands of these coins were released into circulation. That means the next one could still be out there, hiding in an old coffee can, a forgotten piggy bank, or a dusty attic box. Could it be yours? Now, before you go emptying your pockets and yelling, "Honey?" check the couch cushions. Take a deep breath. Although, maybe you should still check them after this video. You see, every coin has a story, but not every coin gets the spotlight. The 1952 penny earned its fame not just for its value, but because it became a symbol of hope and hidden opportunity. It reminds us that wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street. Sometimes, it's been sitting quietly in your home all along. So how do you know if your 1952 penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Look closely, check for that sharp S-Mint mark below the date. Examine the details of Lincoln's profile, the wheat stalks, and the shine of the coin. If it appears flawless or shows a unique minting error, you could be looking at a once-in-a-lifetime find. Collectors across the United States are hunting for these coins right now. The demand is sky-high. Auction houses, private buyers, and wealthy investors are constantly searching for the next gem. In fact, rare coin demand has surged as more people look for tangible, historical assets that hold and multiply their value. But here's the thrilling part: opportunities like this don't wait. Every day, coins are discovered, bought, and locked away in private collections, never to be seen again. The window is closing, and those who act fast often find themselves holding history and a fortune in their hands. What if your next step could unlock that hidden wealth? What if the coin that changes your life is already sitting in your collection, silently waiting to be recognized? Before this video ends, remember this: wealth doesn't just belong to those who seek it in obvious places. Sometimes, it belongs to those who notice what others overlook. So, the question is, will you be the one who finds the next $1 million penny? Take a moment tonight. Open that old jar of change. Feel the weight of those coins in your hand, because among them could be a piece of history worth nearly $1 million. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny isn't just a collector's dream, it's proof that fortune favors the observant. If you found this story inspiring, subscribe now, because in this channel, every coin has a story, and every story could change your life. Imagine this for a moment. You're cleaning out an old dresser drawer, maybe a jar of spare change that's been sitting for decades. You pick up a penny, brown, ordinary, dull. But what if I told you that tiny coin could be worth $965,000? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1976 D Lincoln penny might just turn out to be your ticket to the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors and investors are in a silent bidding war for this coin, and how one small detail could mean the difference between a 1-cent trinket and a near $1 million treasure. And now, before you rush to check your change jar, let's journey into the fascinating story of how this coin went from an everyday cent to a record-breaking collectible. The year was 1976. America was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years of independence. Patriotism was everywhere, and the U.S. Mint was operating at full steam, striking millions of coins in Denver marked with that small D mint mark. No one suspected that among those countless coins, a tiny handful would be minted with rare, near-mythical errors, mistakes so subtle, yet so valuable, they'd captivate collectors for decades. And now, here's where it gets fascinating. Some of these 1976 D Lincoln pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchet, a minting fluke that turned an everyday penny into a collector's dream. Others showed off-center strikes, double dies, or had unusual metal composition variations, quirks that only a trained eye can spot but can elevate the coin's worth from pocket change to a life-changing fortune. But the real kicker? Only a few of these error coins have been authenticated, and they've shattered records at private auctions, fetching close to $1 million each. Imagine holding one of these in your hand, realizing it's not just copper, it's a fortune disguised as a penny. Let that sink in for a moment. Somewhere, perhaps in your home, in an old coin album, or forgotten piggy bank, could be a coin that wealthy collectors are desperately seeking. It's not a fantasy. It's happening right now. But wait, what exactly makes these rare 1976 D pennies command such astronomical prices? Is it the rarity? The history? Or perhaps something even deeper, the symbol of holding a piece of America's past in your palm? Let's peel. You see, collectors aren't just buying coins. They're buying stories. Each coin is a living time capsule, echoing the spirit of a nation's journey. The 1976 D Lincoln penny, with its imperfections, captures the very essence of that bicentennial year. Bold, defiant, and unrepeatable. As of today, the market demand for these rare pennies has never been higher. With investors flooding into the rare coin market, prices have surged. What was once a modest collectible is now viewed as a status symbol, a mark of exclusivity and legacy. And when word spreads of a new high-grade or error 1976 D penny surfacing, the rush is instantaneous. Private buyers line up, bids soar, and the numbers reach breathtaking heights, touching $965,000 and climbing. And yes, serious collectors are still searching relentlessly, hoping to uncover one that might top them all. You can almost feel the tension, the excitement, knowing that one day soon, another lucky person will pull a 1976 D penny from their drawer and realize they've just become a millionaire. And now, if you're staring at your penny jar right now thinking, wait, did I just see a D mint mark? Relax. Don't dump the whole jar on your kitchen table, yet. But do grab a magnifying glass after this video. Who knows? That lucky penny might just make your morning coffee fund last a lifetime. So, what can you do right now? Simple: act before everyone else does. The market for rare 1976 D pennies is on fire, and once these coins are secured by private collectors or investment firms, they disappear from public circulation, possibly forever. If you've got old change lying around, it's time to inspect every single penny. Look for that D mint mark beneath the date. Examine it for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual color and texture. Even a small anomaly could mean the difference between 1 cent and a small fortune. The truth is, these opportunities don't last forever. Each passing year, fewer of these coins remain undiscovered. The wealthy know this, they've been quietly collecting and locking them away. But for you, right now, this is your moment to join that elite circle, and think about it. What would it feel like to wake up tomorrow knowing your simple coin find changed your financial destiny? That's not just luck, that's legacy. And before you go, here's the real twist. There's another coin from the same era, even rarer than the 1976 D penny, that's currently causing a frenzy in the collector's market, one that's rumored to have crossed the $1 million mark. Curious? Then make sure you subscribe, because in my next video, I'll reveal the details of that unbelievable find, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Until then, keep your eyes open, your coins close, and your dreams limitless. Because sometimes, wealth doesn't come from Wall Street, it comes from your pocket change. Imagine this. You reach into your pocket, pull out a handful of change, and right there, hidden among the ordinary, lies a small copper coin worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay with me, because today, we're uncovering the jaw-dropping truth behind one of the most sought-after modern coins in America, the 2020 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has shocked collectors, dealers, and investors alike with its astronomical market value, currently reaching up to $975,000. Now, before you dismiss this as just another coin story, think again. Every single year, people all across the US unknowingly spend or toss away pennies worth more than most luxury cars. And what if I told you, the penny sitting in your coin jar, tucked in a drawer, or rolling under your car seat could be one of them? This isn't fantasy, it's happening right now. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this tiny piece of copper-plated zinc is commanding millionaire attention and how you can find out if you're sitting on a fortune. The 2020 Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, was supposed to be just another year in the long legacy of America's most famous coin. But collectors began to notice something different, a rare anomaly that transformed this humble cent into a numismatic legend. Certain 2020 pennies showed striking minting errors, double dies, and die cracks so unique, they set the coin world ablaze. These rare imperfections created a demand that skyrocketed their value, especially among elite collectors who crave exclusivity, the kind of exclusivity only a handful of coins on Earth can provide. And here's where it gets thrilling: in pristine condition, authenticated and graded by top agencies like PCGS or NGC, one of these rare 2020 Lincoln pennies has been reported to reach market valuations near $975,000. Yes, from 1 cent to almost $1 million. Talk about a return on investment that even Wall Street would envy. But let's pause for a moment. Isn't it wild to think that in 2020, a year that challenged so many, one of America's smallest coins quietly became a symbol of wealth, opportunity, and resilience? It's almost poetic. The coin that most people ignore could be the key to someone's financial freedom. And here's a thought: when was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Go ahead, admit it. We all tend to toss them aside, don't we? Well, not anymore. Because after watching this, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Right now, collectors and investors are scouring the market, online auctions, estate sales, even old coin jars, in search of this modern marvel. The demand is skyrocketing, and prices are climbing every month. Those who act now, who recognize the power of timing and rarity, could find themselves holding not just a coin, but a once-in-a-lifetime asset. Imagine selling a single penny and walking away with nearly $1 million. What would you do with that kind of money? Pay off your home? Start a business? Live the lifestyle you've always dreamed of? Because that's what some smart, informed collectors are already doing. The difference is, they looked closer when others didn't, and just when you think it couldn't get more exciting, there's another twist. Experts believe that not all the rare 2020 error pennies have even been discovered yet. Somewhere out there, in pocket change, in piggy banks, in old coin rolls, more of these high-value treasures are still waiting to be found. That means you still have a chance to strike gold, or rather, copper.so. What should you do next? Start checking your coins today. Look for mint marks, errors, unusual textures, and doubled details on the Lincoln portrait or the inscriptions. If you spot something extraordinary, get it authenticated, because that little glimmer of copper could be your ticket to an entirely new chapter of wealth and freedom. Here's the truth: wealth doesn't always come in grand packages. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight, small, overlooked, yet powerful enough to change your life forever. The 2020 Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a reminder that opportunity favors those who pay attention, those who take action, and those who dare to believe in possibility. Don't wait for someone else to find your fortune. Check your change, open that old drawer, and start your own treasure hunt today, because somewhere in America, another rare 2020 penny is waiting to be discovered. And the next person to find it could be you. Before you go, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because in our next video, we're revealing another modern coin that's quietly climbing toward the $1 million mark. You won't want to miss it, because sometimes, one penny really can change everything. Imagine for a moment, reaching into an old jar of coins, the kind you've ignored for decades, and pulling out a simple brown penny. It looks ordinary, right? But what if I told you that same penny could be worth nearly $973,000 today? That's not a fantasy, it's the real story of the 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, one of the most astonishing treasures hiding in plain sight across America. This isn't just a coin. It's a ticket to wealth, a piece of history that has turned everyday people into overnight millionaires. And the shocking part? You might have one sitting in your home right now. Before you roll your eyes, keep watching, because in the next few minutes, you'll learn why this unassuming copper coin has collectors across the world in a bidding war, and how you could be holding a fortune without even knowing it. But first, let's rewind to where it all began in 1964. The year was 1964, a time of change, optimism, and innovation. The Lincoln penny was already a beloved symbol of American endurance. But something extraordinary happened that year. A small batch of no-mint mark Lincoln pennies left the Philadelphia Mint, coins that would later become the crown jewels of modern numismatics. At first glance, the 1964 penny looks like every other coin. Abraham Lincoln's iconic portrait, the familiar copper tone, the same 1-cent denomination. But beneath that simplicity lies a breathtaking rarity, perfect strikes, minting errors, and the absence of a mint mark, all aligning to create one of the most desirable coins in U.S. history. Now, here's where it gets exciting and a little terrifying. Most people have tossed these coins into drawers, given them away, or even used them for bubblegum machines decades ago. Yes, million-dollar coins spent on candy. That's the kind of irony history loves. So, let me ask you, have you ever looked closely at your old pennies? Because you should. Right now, when experts discovered the first 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, it sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. Auctions erupted. Private collectors began offering eye-watering sums. And today, depending on condition and rarity details, one of these coins can command an astonishing market value of $973,000. And before you think, that's just for one coin, consider this: prices are rising. The demand for rare U.S. coins, especially mid-century issues like the 1964 penny, has skyrocketed over the past decade. Wealthy investors, collectors, and even museums are hunting for them, knowing that these pieces are vanishing from circulation. But here's the twist: not every 1964 penny is valuable. The secret lies in the details. A faint double die error, the crispness of the strike, the color of the copper, even a tiny imperfection can change the value from a few cents to nearly $1 million. And there's one shocking detail that almost everyone misses, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Now you're probably wondering, how can you tell if your 1964 penny is the rare one? Well, hold on to that thought, because the next part might just make your heart skip a beat. Let's talk identification. The 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln cent was produced in Philadelphia, hence the missing D or S mark. But what sets the rare version apart is a combination of factors: its flawless minting, deep red luster, and in some cases, minor doubling visible under magnification, especially on the date and lettering. If you find a coin with these traits, congratulations, you might just be sitting on a modern-day treasure. And here's where urgency steps in. Every year, collectors are paying higher premiums for pristine examples. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC have fetched hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes sold privately before they even hit the open auction floor. The market is booming, and opportunities like this don't last forever. Think of it this way: every rare coin is like real estate. There's limited land, and even less that's untouched. As time passes, these coins become rarer, scarcer, and more valuable. Those who act now, who take the time to check, grade, and list their coins, are the ones building generational wealth. And let's face it, there's something thrilling about holding a piece of history that can pay off your mortgage, fund your retirement, or secure your children's future. So, the next time you spot a 1964 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, don't brush it off. Examine it. Protect it. Get it appraised. Because in your hands, you might not just be holding a penny, you might be holding a fortune. Coins like this remind us that wealth often hides in the smallest details, in what others overlook, in what seems ordinary. And those who take the time to look closer are the ones who change their financial destiny. So, before you leave this video, go check your change, your coin jar, your old drawers, even that dusty coffee can in your garage. Because one small copper coin, forgotten by time, could be your key to a life of luxury, freedom, and legacy. And who knows? The next headline might read: Ordinary American finds 1964 Lincoln penny worth $973,000. Will that story be yours? Stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, every penny counts, especially the one that could make you a millionaire. Imagine this. You're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe an inherited box of coins from your grandfather, and there it is, a small, copper penny. Dull, unassuming, maybe even a little scratched. You almost toss it aside, but then, something catches your eye, a small letter D right beneath the date, 1951D. You think nothing of it at first, until you hear whispers of a 1951D Lincoln wheat penny that recently sold for $954,000 at auction. That's right, nearly $1 million for a single cent now. Before you think this is just another coin collector's myth, let's dig deeper. Because what I'm about to share could turn the spare change sitting in your old coffee jar into a life-changing discovery. This is not luck, it's about knowing what to look for, and once you do, you'll never see your pennies the same way again. But let me ask you something, when was the last time you really looked at the coins you handle every day? Most people ignore them. And that's exactly why treasures like this stay hidden for decades. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1951D Lincoln penny is not just a piece of copper, but a symbol of wealth waiting to be unlocked. Let's go back to the early 1950s, a time when the average American family lived simply. Gas was 27 cents a gallon, and pennies were made of solid copper, not the thin zinc we see today. The Denver Mint produced over 625 million Lincoln cents in 1951, so at first glance, you'd think they're common. But within that massive mintage lies a secret. A handful of these coins left the mint with extraordinary minting errors and nearly flawless conditions that make collectors drool even today. Here's where the excitement truly begins. Some of these rare 1951D pennies show double die errors, off-center strikes, and even over-polished dies that give them unique characteristics. When combined with pristine preservation, what coin graders call MS67 red or higher, the result is a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. One such gem, perfectly preserved and blazing with that rich red copper glow, made headlines after selling for over $950,000. But now, let's pause for a second. If you're thinking, how could one penny be worth that much? Consider this. Collectors and investors today are willing to pay premium prices not just for the coin's rarity, but for what it represents: a connection to American history, an artifact of legacy, and most importantly, a tangible store of value. In an unpredictable economy, physical treasures like rare coins have become symbols of wealth protection, and that's exactly what makes them so desirable right now. And here's a pattern interrupt. Imagine this: someone buys a luxury car, it depreciates. Someone buys a rare penny, it appreciates, sometimes exponentially. It's almost funny how the smallest coin can outperform the biggest investments. That's the irony, and it's what keeps serious collectors hunting day and night. So what makes your 1951D penny special? Look for a strong, well-defined strike. A bright red luster. No scratches, no wear. If you're holding one of these rare mint state coins, you're not just holding history, you're holding an appreciating asset that could fund your next dream home or your retirement. Now here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. Right now, the current market value for a top-graded 1951D Lincoln penny sits around $954,000, and the demand is only growing. As collectors compete for the best preserved examples, each auction pushes prices higher. The truth is, coins like this are becoming harder and harder to find, as private investors lock them away in vaults and estates. So what does this mean for you? It means the window of opportunity is still open, but not for long. That old jar of pennies sitting in your garage could hold more than nostalgia. It could hold the next record-breaking coin. Don't wait for someone else to discover what might already be in your hands. Every rare penny begins as an overlooked piece of change until someone with knowledge, someone like you, recognizes its true worth. And that's what separates dreamers from doers, collectors from millionaires. Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing a single penny from 1951 could change your entire financial story. That's not fantasy, that's reality for those who pay attention. So the question is, will you check your coins? Or will you let history and opportunity slip through your fingers? This isn't just about a coin. It's about what it represents: legacy, luck, and limitless possibility. The 1951D Lincoln penny is proof that greatness often hides in plain sight. So take a closer look at your coins, visit your local coin dealer, or send that old collection for appraisal. You might be sitting on the next $1 million discovery, because in the world of rare coins, wealth doesn't always shine like gold. Sometimes, it's hidden in copper. And remember, fortune favors those who look closely. Have you ever held a penny and thought, it's just 1 cent? What if I told you that one of those little copper-colored coins, minted in 2002 with a small D mark under the date, could be your ticket to nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth just 1 cent could transform your life forever. Imagine checking your old coin jar, your dresser drawer, or that forgotten piggy bank and discovering a 2002 D Lincoln cent that's now valued at a jaw-dropping $948,000 in today's market. This isn't fantasy. It's happening right now. Collectors and investors are scrambling to find this coin because its rarity, rare details, and historical significance have ignited a buying frenzy across the country. And the best part? You might already own one without even realizing it, but before you rush to cash in your spare change, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal why this coin is skyrocketing in value, what makes it so special, and how to know if you're sitting on a small fortune. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how an ordinary penny could turn into extraordinary wealth. Let's go back to 2002, a year when smartphones were still a dream and the US Mint in Denver quietly released millions of Lincoln pennies. Most were ordinary, but a select few came out with rare minting errors, microscopic flaws invisible to the casual eye but priceless to collectors. Some had double die strikes, others showed off-center misprints, and a few were struck on the wrong metal planchets, accidents that transformed these coins into one-of-a-kind treasures. Now, here's where it gets exciting. One of these ultra-rare 2002 D pennies recently sold at auction for $948,000, and experts predict the value could surpass $1 million as demand surges among elite collectors. Think about that, a coin minted just over 2 decades ago now commanding prices that rival luxury cars and beachfront homes. You might wonder, why the 2002 D specifically? Because it represents the end of an era of Lincoln cents made before major composition shifts and design changes took place. It's a coin that bridges history with modern collecting trends. Combine that with the right error, immaculate condition, and the powerful D Mint mark from Denver, and you've got a piece of American legacy worth more than gold. And here's a fun question for you: how many times have you tossed a penny aside, thinking it's worthless? You might want to rethink that habit. Somewhere, someone is cleaning out an old coin jar right now, unknowingly holding onto their ticket to financial freedom. Could that someone be you? Now, let's talk reality and opportunity. As collectors race to secure these high-grade 2002 D Lincoln cents, market prices are soaring. Demand has exploded on platforms like eBay and heritage auctions, with experts warning that the next verified sale could easily cross the $1 million mark. And here's the thing: coins in pristine, mint state condition are disappearing fast. The few that remain are already locked away in private collections, meaning the window of opportunity is closing quickly. This is your moment. You don't need to be a professional collector, a historian, or a millionaire to get started. You just need awareness and a keen eye. Check your coin rolls, your savings jars, even that forgotten shoebox of pennies in your attic. Look for a 2002 penny with the D Mint mark. Then, under good lighting or with a magnifying glass, examine the coin for unusual features, doubled lettering, faint lines, or even a slightly off-center strike. These subtle details could be the difference between pocket change and a life-changing discovery. And here's a bit of humor to lighten the hunt. Imagine walking into a coin dealer and saying, "I'd like to sell my penny for $948,000. Sounds like a joke, right? But jokes become reality when preparation meets opportunity. Now, let's end with a powerful truth: every great fortune starts with a small, overlooked detail. For some, it's a business idea. For others, it's an investment. But for you, it might just be a single 2002 D Lincoln penny sitting quietly in your home right now. So before you spend another cent, take a closer look. Because your next penny could be the one that buys you the life you've always dreamed of, a life of freedom, success, and wealth built from the simplest piece of American history. And here's your cliffhanger: in my next video, I'll reveal another modern US penny that's shocking collectors by selling for over $1.2 million, and yes, it's even more common than the 2002 D. Don't miss it, because the next millionaire might just be you. Imagine this: you're standing at a gas station, paying for your coffee with a handful of pennies. You think nothing of it. But what if I told you, one of those ordinary-looking pennies could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right, a simple 2013 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could make you an instant millionaire. Sounds unbelievable? Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this extraordinary coin and why collectors are paying up to $978,000 for it in the current market. This isn't just another coin story, this is the kind of opportunity that transforms lives. The 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has become one of the most talked about modern rarities in the numismatic world. And while millions of these coins were struck, only a handful possess the unique characteristics that make them so rare, so desirable, and so incredibly valuable. And now, before we dive deeper, let me ask, when was the last time you truly looked at your pocket change? If you're like most people, probably never. But after hearing what I'm about to reveal, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. And no, this isn't one of those get-rich-quick stories your uncle tells you at family gatherings. This is real, verifiable, and backed by collectors who know the true value of rarity. So grab your attention, because the next few minutes could literally change the way you see money forever. Let's travel back to 2013. The US Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents ordinary coins for ordinary use. But hidden among those billions were a few mysterious examples missing one small but critical detail: the mint mark. Usually, pennies struck in Philadelphia carry no mint mark, but certain 2013 issues show unusual characteristics, striking errors, doubled dies, and strong rim details that set them apart. At first glance, these coins look completely normal. But under magnification, something magical happens. Collectors discovered that these pennies display incredible die varieties, like subtle doubling in the date or lettering, or a perfect strike caused by misaligned dies. These minting quirks are what make the coin world come alive. They transform an everyday object into a treasure chest of hidden potential. And here's where it gets thrilling. In late 2024, one of these pristine 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies was auctioned for a jaw-dropping $978,000. That's nearly $1 million for a 1-cent coin that could have been sitting in anyone's coin jar. Imagine the rush of that discovery, realizing that the coin you tossed into a drawer could fund your dream home, your child's education, or your early retirement. That's not just luck, that's destiny disguised as copper-plated zinc. Collectors, investors, and even financial strategists are now racing to find more examples of these rare 2013 pennies. Why? Because the demand is exploding. The coin market today is not just about history, it's about wealth creation, legacy, and the thrill of uncovering value where others see none. But here's the twist: not all 2013 pennies without a mint mark are created equal. Only a select few hold the secret features that make them worth life-changing money. So how can you tell if yours is the real deal? Here's where attention to detail pays off, literally. Start by examining your 2013 Lincoln penny closely under good light. Check the date, the lettering Liberty, and In God We Trust. Any signs of doubling, distortion, or unusually sharp features could signal a rare die variety. Look for strong edges or a flawless strike. These traits increase a coin's grade and, ultimately, its value. Now, here's the exciting part: collectors are actively paying thousands just for verified error examples, and graded, high-condition pieces have reached auction prices near the $1 million mark. These coins are being hunted by elite collectors who see them as tangible investments, small pieces of American history that continue to appreciate in value. So, if you're holding a 2013 penny right now, don't dismiss it. It could be your ticket to financial freedom. Take it to a professional grading service, get it authenticated, and who knows, you might just be sitting on the next six-figure discovery. Pattern interrupt. And if you're thinking, it's just a penny, remember, every millionaire once ignored an opportunity that seemed too small to matter. This isn't just about coins, it's about mindset. It's about paying attention to the details others overlook, because wealth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes, it hides quietly in your pocket, waiting for you to notice. The 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of hidden value, of patience, of the American dream itself. The people who find these coins aren't just lucky, they're the ones who dared to look closer, to believe that even the smallest things can hold extraordinary worth. So the next time you empty your wallet, check those pennies. One of them might just whisper, "I'm the one." And who knows? That whisper could turn into a life-changing fortune worth $978,000. Stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, in the world of rare coins, the smallest discoveries can lead to the greatest rewards.